Good morning, students. So, in the last few classes, we spoke regarding the CD pathway and as well glucuronic acid. Other than that, all kinds of pathways, and we discussed so far diabetes mellitus as well as entering of other intermediates of glycolysis. That is, intermediates which are going to enter either exose interconversion to the glycolytic pathway. After that, there are disorders associated with that. Now let us see last few bit topics, two topics which are left out. That is, we'll see what is this Cori cycle. So this is also known as lactic acid cycle. So where in which metabolic pathway, it is a metabolic pathway where we can see the lactate which is going to be produced by anaerobic glycolysis in the muscles, which further moves to the liver and is further getting converted to glucose, which further returns to the muscles and it is metabolized back to the lactate. So we can see here in this the cycle gluconeogenesis and whereas anaerobic glycolysis how it is going to happen. You can see we have already discussed so far gluconeogenesis pathway as well as anaerobic glycolysis, that is nothing but conversion of pyruvate to lactate, anaerobic glycolysis. So we can see in gluconeogenesis what is going to happen, that is you can see here liver, blood and muscles, lactate, right, lactate formation, then pyruvic acid, that is gluconeogenesis process means synthesis of glucose, that is from the non-carbohydrate precursors molecules. Lactate it may be, or it may be glycerol, or it may be any other amino acids and all, right. So lactate to pyruvic acid, further to glucose, then glucose is going to be upstream, that is entering into the muscles, that is next glucose is getting converted to pyruvic acid, further to lactate, lactate back to the entering into the liver. That is that particular that glucose molecule which is going to be getting converted muscle, what is that, through the anaerobic glycolysis in case of the muscles, which moves to the liver and then it is getting converted to glucose molecule, which then further returns to the muscles and is metabolized back to the lactate. We can observe here, right. This is the mechanism of Cori cycle which is going to happen. You can see in the skeletal muscles, that is its cells and particularly fast twitch fibers contracting under low oxygen condition, which is during intense exercises, which produces much of the lactate. So the during intense exercises as well as in the low oxygen condition, we can see the fast twitch fibers which is going to contract and produces much of the lactate which is going to be produced during intense exercise. This requires moderate amount of the glucose. So this particular fast twitch fibers uses oxygen faster than it can be supplied by the bloodstream. So muscle is going to be vigorous in case of vigorously exercising, and that is in case of the muscles during intense exercise, strenuous exercise, will enter anaerobiasis and it shows a decreasing NAD plus as well as NADH ratio. That is NAD plus to NADH ratio will be decreasing, which favors the reduction of the pyruvate to the lactate. You can make out there is a reduction of pyruvate to lactate. Typically, you can see during intense muscular activity and as well as intense muscular activity, this energy which is going to be released, that is in the form of the glucose through anaerobic metabolism. The rate of the ATP production by the anaerobic glycolysis, which is going to be greater than the produced by the complete oxidation of the glucose, which you can make out. But this could lead to an intracellular accumulation of the fat, intracellular accumulation of the lactate. Why? Because it cannot be further converted to, it is not entering into the liver to convert it into glucose, right. So this could be lead to an intracellular accumulation of lactate and a consequent reduction in the intracellular pH, which we can make out because of the intense muscular activity. What will be the energy cost of this Cori cycle, which is going to result in a net consumption of 4 ATP, and gluconeogenic cycle consumes 2 GTP and 4 ATP. We have already seen per molecule of the glucose synthesized, that is 6 ATP. So the glycolysis, which is going to be a part of the cycle, which is going to produce 2 ATP molecules. So this will be the energy cost of the Cori cycle during muscle activity, which is going to happen, that is nothing but the conversion of glucose molecule to pyruvate to lactate. So coming for the importance of this Cori cycle, what would be the importance? So in case of red blood cells, we can see these cells which are going to lack the nucleus as well as ribosomes and mitochondria. We have already understood these things, which are smaller than most of the other cells, of course. So in skeletal muscles, we can see this is going to prevent lactic acidosis in the muscle under anaerobic conditions, which is going to produce ATP, which is acting as energy source during the muscular activity. But Cori cycle functions more sufficiently when the muscle activity has ceased up and allowing the oxygen depth to be repaired back. So during fasting condition, the contribution of this Cori cycle lactate to overall glucose production, which is going to increase with fasting. So the duration, specifically after 12, 20 and 40 hours of fasting by human volunteers, the contribution of this Cori cycle lactate to gluconeogenesis will be 41%, 71% and 92% respectively. The same similar condition seems to occur also in the cancer patients with a progressive weight loss. Along with these conditions, we can see the progressive weight loss in case of the cancer patients. This Cori cycle won't work by that time, because so you can make out here why, because the metformin, which is going to be used as a medication over there, so the drug metformin, which can precipitate this lactic acidosis in case of the patients with a renal failure, because this is metformin is going to inhibit the Cori cycle. There is nothing but the formation of pyruvate to lactic acid. So normally the excess lactate would be cleared up by the kidney, but in patients with a kidney failure, the kidney cannot handle the excess of lactic acid. So of course this is going to precipitate the lactic acid acidosis. This results in the precipitation of lactic acidosis in case of patients with a renal failure. So coming for the next, futile cycle. What is this futile cycle? It is also known as substrate cycle, which is going to occur when two metabolic pathways are going to run simultaneously in opposite directions, and which is having no overall effect other than to dissipate the energy in the form of heat. Understanding? So this cycle is also known as substrate cycle, but when it is going to occur only when two metabolic pathways which are going to run simultaneously in opposite directions. Sorry. Sorry. So for example, when energy is suddenly needed, ATP is replaced by AMP. We can see that is going to shows the effect, overall effect, other than to dissipate the energy in the form of heat. So this, when energy is suddenly needed, ATP is of course replaced by AMP molecule, a much more reactive adenine molecule. That is going to be the form, in the form of this particular in the cycle it is going to operate. That is known as substrate cycle or futile cycle. This completes this Cori cycle and futile cycle. Thank you.